Hello, hello, hello. I'm figuring some things out. It said that I needed to rotate my live stream, so I did that. And so there we go. So hello, this is my new live stream for my new YouTube channel at Homegrown Wellness 72 community. I am Tanya Brooks, your community/folk FBA herbalist. I hope everybody is doing well. So this is just going to be a brief live stream, just an introduction on who I am, what this community is all about. We're going to be talking about dead foods versus live foods or alkaline foods. And then I'm going to be talking specifically about the benefits of sea moss gel and 2 herbs that you have in your kitchen that are great. Okay? So, who am I? I am a certified herbalist. I'm from Connecticut, born in Hartford, Connecticut, currently residing in Bloomfield, Connecticut with my family. Let's see, I went to school in my town, K through 12th grade. Mother and father raised my brother and I in a little area in Bloomfield called Persian Park. Graduated, went into the United States Marine Corps for a little bit. There, while in the Marines, I received my, or went to cosmetology school and got my license as a licensed cosmetologist. Moved back to Connecticut. I opened up a couple of hair salons, natural hair salons in Hartford, and so many other things. I've been in the education system working with children that have ASD or that are on the spectrum. I've worked in early education, currently there full-time as well as an ABAA, which stands for Applied Behavior Analysis Assistant. So I work specifically with students on the spectrum that have been diagnosed with autism. Let's see, I come from a long line of women, Gullah Geechee women, extended to my grandmother, my mom, and they've always dealt with illness and sickness with herbs. So I'm not surprised that I'm doing what it is that I am doing. All right. Let's see what else. I got my certification in herbalism. You can see that right there in 2020. Of course, during the pandemic, went to a great school. Got my certification online. They're located in Boston, Massachusetts, in New England. And I use herbs, take herbs in my daily life, hence the name Homegrown, right? Because everything that I've learned and everything that we do starts at home, right? So hence the name Homegrown Wellness 72, which is the year in which I was born, 1972. Do the math, right? I'm in my early 50s. And community. This is a community. And this is a community where I want it to be a safe place for you to come on and to ask questions. I want this to be a community where you can learn what it is to live a life of wholeness and wellness with using herbs and living a clean life, a life focused around wellness. So now I'm going to go into, because I really don't know how long I can actually do this live, because this is my first live stream. But right now, I'm going to talk a little bit about what are dead foods. What are dead foods? I got my notes. Gotta keep the notes. So, and how we experience death from dead foods. So, these are the types of dead foods. So, dead foods have a long shelf life. So, when we're thinking about things that are canned, like vegetables, things like that, that have a long shelf life, that will be considered a dead food. Dead foods are toxic when fermented. All right. So when you have foods, you see like pickled pig feet, pickled onions, pickled eggs. Those things have been fermented. Those are what one would consider dead food. Dead foods are mucus and acid forming. Prime example, cow's milk. All right. Dairy forms mucus, and they are on the pH scale. Dairy, cow's milk, for example, is on the acidic end of it. All right. Dead foods are living material extracted, no life. So the opposite of a dead food with having living materials extracted is sea moss. Sea moss is a living food. Okay? Dead foods are overcooked. We're talking about like fried chicken, things that we love to eat. Overprocessed, living waste matter. I'm going to go right back to that fried pork, that bacon, overprocessed, overcooked, right? Living matter. Anything fried, especially deep fried, chips, chicken, vegetables, okay? Those are things that are examples of fried dead foods. Chemical extractions such as alcohol, sugars, salts, vinegar. So the chemical extraction, so when you salt your meat, okay, those are, you're pulling the life out of that particular food. Over baked, like oven roasted, nuts, pasteurized, leavened bread, any yeast product / byproduct, especially distilled. So that's key, because a lot of times people, it's important that we drink 64 ounces of spring water on a daily basis. And people will come to me and they will say, well, what about drinking, what's wrong with drinking distilled water? Well, distilled water is dead water. It has no life in it. Spring water does what? Spring water continually moves. So even when we ingest it, it is continually moving and alive in the body and flushing and purging and cleansing. Whereas distilled water is dead water. Distilled water is used for what? Sterilization. Sterilizing baby bottles. Sterilizing, when you run your dishwasher, the water, it gets so hot that it sterilizes, your utensils and your things for cooking. All right. So this is something that I want you guys to listen to and understand. And I'm still talking about and dealing with dead foods and how, a lot of times people will say, well, that disease just runs in my family. Well, no. The commonality in all families is what? Food. The things that we eat, right? The commonality is food. So no, high blood pressure does not run in your family. Mental illness does not run in your family. Fibroids do not run in your family. What runs in the family is bad eating habits. That's what runs in the family. And I get it. And I understand that it is difficult. But that's what runs in the family. Bad eating habits. So those are the things that we need to change. All right. Now let's go on to something the opposite of dead foods, and let's talk about living foods and alkaline foods or clean foods. Okay. But before I talk about that, I want to give you guys a gem. So I would say, like, in the last 10 years, there's been this intermittent fasting thing going on, and people swear by it. But there was this great man, Dr. Sebi, who did something that was called eating in the laws of rhythm. I'm going to show you guys what it looks like. You can download it. Okay, you see that? Eating in the laws of rhythm. And the reason why this relates to eating living foods, eating clean, eating foods that are on the alkaline level of the pH scale is because Dr. Sebi broke down, or Sebi, however you want to say it, he really broke down the times. And I spoke about this last week, how everything in life is a rhythm, right? It's to a rhythm. The body, the heartbeat goes to a, or has a specific rhythm, right? When we're putting the clean, fresh spring water, it's moving through the body, right? You see me bopping my head with the rhythm, okay? So this is the rhythm of eating, or the laws of rhythm that Dr. Sebi spoke about. And I'm going to break down the times and the specifics of what we should and what we should not be eating. So from 5 a.m. to 12 noon, we should be consuming fruits, herbs, and water to help the body flush and cleanse out the waste. Right? So that is what we would call our breakfast, or we have broken the fast. So the things that we had consumed throughout the previous day, we're now cleansing, and we're consuming things that are going to flush it out. Okay? We're doing things in rhythm. From 12 to 3 p.m., vegetables. At noon, to replenish the cells and to feed the body minerals. For example, chlorophyll, melanin, and carbon. And you may say, melanin? What are you talking about? Vegetables that are colorful. That's the melanin, or the color of the vegetable, right? That's what I'm talking about, okay? And the carbon is what is inside also of that particular vegetable that will give you, or will send the carbon throughout the blood, right, to cleanse the blood. And then from 3 to 8 p.m. in the evening, you'll be consuming more solid foods, your grains. If you're going to consume poultry, you're right. I mean, your poultry, your chicken, your turkey, your fish. And also, if you're going to go ahead and you're going to consume, like your red meat and your pork as well. But you're going to do that between 3 to 8 p.m. Keeping with the understanding that from 8 p.m. all the way till 5 a.m., you are consuming nothing but more water. That is it. You're not consuming any types of food. Hence, that's why in the mornings we have our breakfast. We have broken the fast. All right. So I'm going to give you a couple of examples of what clean eating and vegetables, what they are, what they look like. And then I'm going to talk about 2 specific herbs that you have right in your kitchen. So you can start your herbal wellness right now, starting tomorrow. But electric foods or alkaline foods or clean foods, avocados, green beans, or Aramis greens, things like a callaloo, spinach, okay, bell peppers, cucumber, dandelion greens, garbanzo beans, green bananas, ezots, which is like a cactus flower, kale, lettuce of all kinds except for iceberg, mushrooms, all except for shiitake, okay, Mexican cactus, okra, olives, onions, with the green tops are best, meaning scallions, right? Poke salad, greens, squash, cherry and plum tomatoes. Those are non-acidic. They are on the alkaline side of the pH. Turnip greens, collard greens, zucchini. Those are some of the electric vegetables, all right, that I wanted to let you guys know of. Also, what's really important is that one of the minerals that we need to consume on a daily basis is iron. Iron dissolves, and the reason why, iron dissolves inflammation. All right, meaning that it can shrink and it can remove tumors. Now I'm leading up to a specific superpower plant when I'm talking about iron. Without iron, the body loses energy and the immune system, which protects you from all diseases. Okay? There is no oxygen going to the brain when iron is low, which undermines your thinking. Without iron, we wrinkle at an early age, and we no longer walk with a straight back, as we also tend to sway. The body naturally uses the amounts of 3 tablespoons, or needs the amount of 3 tablespoons of iron a day. And this is something that Dr. Sadie spoke about. So you need 2 to 3 tablespoons of iron on a daily basis. So what am I talking about when I say iron? You need to consume 2 to 3 tablespoons of sea moss gel on a daily basis. I don't care what kind it is, but you should be consuming it. Loaded with iron. I just explained to you why you need it. Why you need the iron, and what power plant of the seed is loaded with iron, and that is your sea moss gel. Okay? Also, some other herbs that are loaded with iron: sarsaparilla, red clover, soursop, which also kills 2 types of cancer cells, thyroid and breast. Maya, sarsaparilla. Those are some of the many herbs that are also high in iron. And the last 2 things I'm going to talk about that you can start on your herbal journey ASAP are 2 herbs that I'm sure you have in your kitchen. And in these 2 herbs, you can make teas from and drink a cup on a daily basis, sweeten if you need to, with raw honey, not sugar, not, cane sugar. If you feel you need to use sugar because you don't like honey, you don't like agave or agava, however you might pronounce it, you can get some coconut palm sugar. But the first herb is rosemary. Rosemary is considered a super herb. You can eat it with food, or like I said, make it into a tea. Why does rosemary make a difference? A couple of things. It improves the circulation. All right. It improves blood flow. It reduces toxins in the foods that you eat. So drinking a cup of rosemary tea or putting rosemary on specific foods will break down certain toxins that you may be consuming in specific foods. It reduces the rise of infection. It helps your liver. It helps lower blood sugar levels, meaning we're going to get rid of that pre-diabetic state. It can relax your body. It can help improve intestinal issues, and it improves your brain memory, and it's great for those that are having issues with sleep anxiety. The last herb that I'm going to be talking about that you probably got in your kitchen, and that is bay leaf. I'm having a hard time holding this thing. Guys, excuse me. Bay leaf. It boosts your immune system. Another name for bay leaf is laurel, and that's Laurel. It boosts your immune system. It improves your digestion. It relieves your body from pain. So a cup of bay leaf tea would be great after you've worked out or before you work out. It may help with blood sugar levels, and it is great for a healthy heart. But I will tell you not to consume too much because it can interfere with some medicine. So if you are taking prescribed medication, please make sure that you consult with your physician, because bay leaves, they're that strong. It may interfere with certain prescribed medications. And if you are a mom nursing or a child under the age of 2, they should not take that or use bay leaves. Listen, this has been great. I hope that you all have enjoyed this. I did it. I'm excited. I needed 50 subscribers. You guys went on. You subscribed. I'm actually at 59 subscribers. I'll be back 9 p.m. next Sunday doing this all over again. And we'll be talking about different herbs. We'll be talking about homegrown wellness, how things start in the home to live a life of wellness. Listen, remember, I am Tanya Brooks, your FBA community folk herbalist. Remember, be great to yourself because you are great. Be great to your family. Be great to your community. Without love, self-love first, we have nothing. And as always, clarity is key, but without consistency, we have no balance. Family, be well. Take care.